Hello YouTube, this is the One Piece Nerd back with another theory video. So, usually, theory videos are made on the basis of someone has an idea, he's gonna analyze it, and then gonna justify it with some sort of an evidence from the story. But today, I don't have an evidence to justify anything, but I can put out ideas on certain information that I have. And the character I'll be discussing is Shanks. So we all know that Shanks is a little weird as a character in One Piece. Not weird in the sense as abnormal, because the most abnormal character in One Piece is probably Blackbeard. But he's very strange when it comes to his relations with the world government. That what that's the only thing that blows my mind. So where does it all start? So just to discuss Shanks on a very baseline level. Shanks is a Yonko who is very powerful. Probably doesn't have a devil fruit. Probably, definitely doesn't have a devil fruit. He has a power. His crew and himself has a power to sort of go one on one against Yonko, and very strong even for the world government to deal with. He went to Fuchsia Village in. He went to Fuchsia Village 15 years ago with the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and he sort of gave the Gomu Gomu no Mi to Luffy deliberately or accidentally to Luffy for him to have it, and then sacrifice his left arm in order to inspire Luffy to become a pirate. Not necessarily pirate king, but pirate. And well, that's what we know. And he is very powerful from the fact that no one wanted to mess with him when he stopped the Marineford War. Now, that is not the weirdest part. That is natural, and I think anyone who's seen the story about this far should know that Shanks has the power to stop a war. He could do it because he is definitely very strong. Someone who went 1-to-1 with Mihawk, who has the Conqueror's Haki, probably has advanced Hakis as well. People wouldn't want to mess with him, and he was a part of Roger's crew. Like, what the hell? So, what's the most interesting part about him is something that happened that's been talked about in recent chapters. In between chapters 1020 to 1030, who's a member of Tobiropo in Kaido's crew, talked with Jinbei about the fact that he was on board of a ship that was guarding the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and he was a part of CP9, and the world government ordered them to basically transport or to keep it safe from the rest of the world, or transport it somewhere else. But Shanks stole it. That resulted in Who's Who being captured and tortured and whatnot just because he failed his mission to guard the Gomu Gomu no Mi. So, if the world government was the one who actually ordered CP9 to guard it, it probably means the Gorosei had something to do with it. They were probably the ones who ordered the CP9 to do it in the first place. But then you hear that Shanks stole it. They punish Who's Who, yet they don't do anything to Shanks, which is oddly weird, because back then he wasn't even considered in Yonko. So, what the hell, Oda? What the hell? So, moving on, we see in chapter 1000, I think it was 7 or 8, that he has an audience with the Gorosei at the time of Reverie. Any other pirate would not get that privilege. No, even if you're a Nyonko. Just imagine, Kaido calls up the world government and says, "Yo, I want to have a talk with the world government. I want to talk with the 5 elders about something, blah blah blah," and the Big Mom does the same thing. They wouldn't allow it. It is hands down no. But in terms of Shanks, it happened. And he has a track record of stealing a government's property. What is going on here? So it is speculated that either he is a celestial dragon, or he has some sort of a special status that we have no idea about. That is the reason why the government don't mess with him. Okay, so some people have suggested, that I've discussed with, suggested that it's probably because he's very powerful and the Gorosei wouldn't want to do it. Look, Kaido has power, Big Mom has power, Blackbeard has power. If they called up the Gorosei, they would go out on all out war. They would just reject them. So I don't think it's because of power. It's definitely not because of power. It doesn't make any sense. More logical explanation is he's a celestial dragon. Maybe he was a part of the Nefertari family when they came down from the original 20 kings to the now 19 kings. I think they came down, and I think Shanks was a part of the Nefertari family, and he's somehow celestial dragon. That's why he got the special treatment. But really, Doflamingo, when he got caught while ruling Dressrosa, he's a celestial dragon. He went to impel down. Why not Shanks? So there's another explanation: the fact that he has some sort of a connection with the world government that the rest of the world have no idea about. Maybe he's a snitch. Maybe he has some information that the world government doesn't want revealed. He has some information on the national treasure. Maybe he has a little bit of idea about the Void Century, especially considering he's from Roger's crew. I think he knows something very valuable. So it's either two... I would say it could go three routes. One, he's a celestial dragon. Number two, he has some information that the world government doesn't want to give out and doesn't want him to spill. And number three, he has some sort of the deal with the world government where he basically plays a double-faced role, sort of like X-Drake. That makes a lot of sense. Now, do I have any evidence to suggest it? Do I have any evidence to back it up? So let's talk about Kid. Kid is the only supernova who, from the get-go, after surviving Sabaody Archipelago, went after Shanks. The first emperor he goes after is Shanks, gets his arm cut, then tries to make an alliance with Apu and X-Drake to kill Shanks. I think Kid knows something about Shanks that we don't know about. And this idea propped up after a video that the Grand Line Reviews made. Grand Line Review, who's a very famous One Piece YouTuber, made a video about the connections between Kid and Shanks, and maybe they have something in common. They know something about each other that basically led to Kid fighting Shanks. So, my point being, it has something to do with Kid. And to further explain my thought process, what Grand Line Review stated in his video, Kid has three goals. Number one, he wants to go against the world government. Number two, he wants to be the Pirate King. Number three, he wants to take something from Big Mom that is important for his plan. That is all we know up to this point. And what he does to do it is go after Shanks. Forget about the Big Mom thing. Maybe he wants to get the poneglyph, but Big Mom said that no one has ever touched the poneglyph ever since Roger did. So it's probably not the poneglyph, it's something else that I can't be sure about. But what I can be sure about is the fact that if he wants to go after the world government, and if Shanks is related to the world government in one way, shape, or form, that makes a lot of sense. That definitely makes a lot of sense. And that is where I want to rest my case. It's either one of those three, the most plausible being he works for the world government in one way or the other. Maybe he doesn't have a side. Maybe what he said about maintaining peace is actually true. He can actually switch sides in order to maintain the peace in the world. That is for another video. But for now, what I'm suggesting is Shanks is weird. We need to keep an eye out for him. And I think this is about to get crazy. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys are free to put down whatever your thought process is about Shanks and whatnot, his relation with the government and everything. You can put it down in the comments below. We'd be happy to discuss. And boy oh boy, One Piece is getting crazy. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time.